Okay, folks, I want to turn and talk to and the impeachment. The impeachment theater is one side of a theater we're watching. Another whole theater we're watching is the Democrat presidential nomination and the debates and all that. You likely realize that this coming Tuesday, February 3rd, is the Iowa caucus. And so the Democrat side is, a complete mess. The presidential candidates, ones who stepped up, we've been over them many times. I want to mention something that happened to Pete Buttigieg, who is still, and actually, not only is he still in, he hasn't dropped out, but he, in some polls, kind of edges up. He's trying to characterize himself as someone who's a little bit more moderate than some of the people, some of the other Democrats who are on the stage with him. So, Matt, I can't remember. Did I send you that? I hope I did. Did send you that. Okay, so we were, today I had it, anyway, I send Matt the Wonderful, and I'm so grateful for him. Changing things last minute, he's always right in the ball. So Pete Buttigieg put out this tweet. I want to have you read the tweet first, which is this. In the face of unprecedented challenge, we need a president whose vision was shaped by the American heartland rather than the ineffective Washington politics we've come to know and expect. So Pete Buttigieg, presidential candidate, mayor of South Bend, Indiana. I think he still is mayor, hasn't even stepped down. Anyway, he put that tweet out. And, he's trying to say, and I get what he'd be trying to say, I'm not like I'm not Bernie Sanders, I'm not a radical socialist, I'm not Elizabeth Warren, I'm not that crazy socialist either. I'm not Joe Biden. I can keep track of what day it is and what city I'm in, and, I'm mentally alert. He's trying to distinguish himself in some way. He's had a terrible, terrible time getting support from black voters. And as you likely know, to win the Democrat presidential race, Democrat candidates must win virtually all or mostly all of the black vote in America. They cannot win without it. So, but Pete Buttigieg has been polling, I think the highest he's polled among Democrat black voters is 2%. So he's having a really hard time with them anyway, with the black vote. And he's made overt gestures on his campaign to try to reach out to black voters. So that little tweet we just read, that he said he used the expression heartland values, which I'm going to tell you, folks, everyone in this country has known, for 100 years what that means. Heartland values refers to the, flyover country America, the middle of America, the America where people still, like intact families, believe in hard work, believe in the American dream, believe in freedom and not socialism. They like Friday night football. They go to church on Sunday morning. They believe in the nuclear family unit. They believe in traditional values. They believe in loving your neighbor as yourself. They believe in community. They believe in America. They believe in the idea of America. And so he's contrasting those kind of heartland ideas with the extreme leftism on the left coast in California and on the right coast, all the big East Coast cities. So he's contrasting heartland values to radical leftism. Everybody knows this, and actually they do know this, but many Democrats seized on the opportunity to attack Pete Buttigieg to say, wow, he used a racist dog whistle expression, heartland America, or America heartland. I am not kidding when I tell you there are Democrats in this country who, famous ones, tweeted, posted, and commented that Pete Buttigieg, using the term Heartland America, was sending a dog whistle of racism. They actually seized on that. Now I have to say, many people are tired of leftists in this country, the politically correct, radically left version of, segment of this country, attacking anyone who will not agree with them by calling them racist. Everybody is sick of that. They just don't want to have to deal with that anymore. But Pete Buttigieg has now become the victim of the leftist politics of these leftist voters that he needs. Just to be really clear, why they're saying that this tweet is racist is because one example was there was some actor, I've never heard of him, or filmmaker, who was saying, has weighed in to ask whether places like Compton, California could ever be considered the American heartland. Respectfully, where is the American heartland located exactly in your mind as you write this tweet? Does it include Compton or other places like it? Because us folks from those places would like a president shaped by our vision too. Serious question, would love an answer. I could read you a bunch of other tweets and critiques, but I really want to say in all seriousness, I think Pete Buttigieg had a really noble and good reason to send that tweet, because he is trying to say, I'm not the radical crazy of many of the Democrat candidates for president. I'm not crazy like Bernie. I'm not crazy like Elizabeth Warren. You know, I'm Heartland America. It has nothing to do with race. It has nothing to do with skin color. It has nothing to do with ethnicity. It has everything to do with values. And Heartland America values are what I just talked about and many more. Respect for the individual, respect for freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of religion, the whole concept of a free country where we'd never entertain socialism, you know, families that care for each other, communities, strong schools, all this goodness of Heartland America that has not been attacked by the left-wing ideas of growing centralized government, big control over society, growing centralized government that controls everything about your life, which is what the leftists have embraced in this country. Buttigieg trying to say that is attacked as a racist. He's not a person I'd ever vote for. I'm not going to vote for any Democrat for president because the party is so radically left, but he doesn't deserve to be called a racist over this. You may not like him for other reasons, other campaign reasons, whatever your reasons are, but he doesn't deserve the racist tag over this. But it's a very interesting dynamic to watch, because the other thing that's happening is he's not been able to attract the black vote. Much of the feedback political analysts will give you is that black voters in America tend to be conservative with respect to issues relating to marriage. There probably are, and I know this from even working my own political activism in Texas, working with black conservatives who have said to me there's a particularly strong determination within the black community to defend marriage, and that there is less receptivity in the black community in America to the idea of gay marriage, same-sex marriage, or all the other kind of radically leftist social ideas that the left has. It's not popular in the black community. So he's struggling with that vote and trying to reach out, and yet he did a very understandable, a very comprehensible tweet about what Heartland America means, and that's who he is. He's not the radical left of the both coasts, and he has been just vilified. I think there's actually within the Democrat Party, they're getting nervous. Their convention's coming up. It's like it's in July. Here we are, it's the end of January tomorrow. It's in July, so we're getting to be 5 months away, and the Democrats have no clear winner in their primary. They have Hillary recently again said, I'm feeling very, very strongly pulled to running, or worse to that effect. So Hillary wants to get in the middle of it all and rescue them all, show up at the convention and say she'll be their candidate. And I think the Democrat powers that be are trying to start to weed out people they think cannot win. They think Pete Buttigieg won't win the primary, but they think he definitely would not win the general. So they're trying to put pressure on him. They're trying to put pressure on Bernie, even though they're very careful this time, because Bernie Sanders' socialist ideas will not sell in America, and they know that too. So the powers that be pulling strings behind the scenes of the Democrat Party, trying to pull people out like Buttigieg, Sanders, and they're trying to prop up Elizabeth Warren as a moderate. She's just as socialist as Bernie Sanders. She's just smart enough to call herself that. I could talk more about that.